Alright guys, I'm here for the final Alteration review. That should be able to wrap up what we have for this week. So next week or tomorrow, we will be getting news update on like whether or not the 4 hour unicorn is going to be a 1-to-1 to scale big alteration or just a regular alteration. So that should be it. So let's talk about this mobile Sumo go over here. So this was once a arena type a units that you can get. So how do you get these units back in the day? It's going to be in the same place right here for anyone is wondering how you can get it back then. It was just under the arena coins right here. So this how like right now currently we are able to get the Gundam Unit 4, and then we are able to get the Saku 1. So this version of it. Yeah, just for anyone who is wondering like how to get some extra units, that is the place you want to go right here. And for this time around, how are you gonna get this unit? You want to hop over here to the event, and then you want to play uh, this one, right? You want to play the revival parts right here. So you want to run it, I don't know, you want to run it probably a few times, and then it's either you're gonna drop it's either you're gonna get enough part drops, or you're gonna come up to the shop. Do I have enough tickets? I have one, but I can just give you guys a quick demonstration right here. So I'm gonna do one skip right here, and then it's either I'm gonna get the pickup parts or the exchange module, or I'm just gonna get the actual part like right here. I got the mobile Sumo head right here. So that is that. That is how you can get the mobile set right now. So let's actually talk about the alteration. How is it afterward? This leads me into talking about some future alteration you can expect to get out of this types over here. I think something we can definitely look for is gonna be the Strike Rouge, the IWSP pack. I think that one is gonna be a very good alteration, because the back EX skill Hurley is kind of broken. An alterated version can rival up to, let's say, a Legatus back cannon that has a permanent alteration. So that shows you guys that whenever that Strike Rouge gets an alteration, man, that is gonna be the next best thing you can run in arena. So right, we do have 7 parts up here, and I will do some EXQ showcase for both the arm and then the leg. I don't think there's anything too spectacular that I need to showcase in terms of the melee weapon, so that's why I didn't want to alterate it. Something I feel like everyone should kind of focus on right now if possible. I think the first thing I'm gonna recommend before even going to everything is gonna get this right here. This one is going to be a melee increase. This one is called the Combat Stand Alpha over here. So this is just to strictly raise your melee attack up by 49% over here. So previously, if you guys have missed out on the H1 normal head, that was probably the best thing you can run in terms of, like, I don't know, you just need a quick buffer. Let's say for arena, for example, right? Or just any other events you're looking at. But this time around, this one comes in as a permanent alteration. So let's say you don't get it this time around, maybe some other time the events come back. This is definitely one you can get, but right now, since we do have events, it will be a lot more easier to acquire the head part over here. So this one is definitely something I'll recommend 100%. You cannot go wrong with the head right here, so that is going to be my first recommendation right here. In terms of word tag wise, you're not going to be looking at, you're not even going to be focusing on the stats, word tag wise, and all that. This will just strictly be on your skin, say EX cube base purpose parts over here. So let's move on to the other parts over here and see what are we dealing with over here. In terms of the other parts, the stats is with these alteration over here, the stat is never something you want to be looking at. I don't think you will see any like really spectacular numbers, I would say. I think the portrait is definitely something we can just kind of look at over here. So first, portrait is already out of the picture already. It's like when 40%, when your armor is 40% or less, 10% chance of surviving a survival blow or fatal blow, which is extremely low. 10%, in my opinion, it's just like I don't know. It's like probably rolling a dice type of deal right here. So this is not good already. Second portrait is definitely going to be workable to a lot of builds, but it is going to be restricted to like S attribute builds, so that may be a little bit of a hindrance. If you guys don't even have a good, let's say, or even have a good shooter or S type build over here. So but you guys do want to get some of these investment over here, by all means go for it. But I would say This one's not particularly too good, for example. So I would say probably not. The word check wise is you're not. Come on, ace exclusive and then heavy armor is definitely not going to be for a melee suit right here. So I'll probably skip out on the chest, no problem. I think it's definitely fine to just not do it. Moving on to the arm right here. The arm is going to be one of your Gerby type EX scoop here, which means it's going to fire off like a long beam over here. 60 seconds cooldown, so at max level 10, and then 90 seconds at level 1. So that's something to just kind of keep in mind. In terms of the first time usage, you're looking at 23% at level 1 and then 15%. So if you are going to be using this type of E skill wise, you best pack good enough initial charge E skill boosting. I would say roughly about 20. I would say 20. 15 to 20 is a pretty good range on like immediately executing it. So that is something to just keep in mind, I guess. I don't know what else to really judge this arm to. I don't know if there's any other like Gerby type, like these kind of like beam struggling or beam struggle type E skill. I'll try to see before I do the E skill showcase of this one. I'm gonna see if I can find anything else. So moving on to the leg right here. This one is stat wise not gonna be your best ace exclusive and mid range again in terms of attack wise over here. So that is something to just kind of keep in mind. In terms of the flight unit over here, in terms of E scope here, this one's gonna be a physical shot, A pierce and B plus power over here. And then in terms of cooldown wise over here, you are looking at a 35 seconds cooldown over here. And then a 4-second first time usage. So that is quite interesting. All right. I think this is probably the first time seeing like an actual 4 seconds cooldown in terms of looking at it at like a max level 10 right here. So this one is pretty interesting, but I would say that 35 seconds right here is, I don't know, I'm a little bit subjective to that because most of the time when you're looking at some shorter type cooldown E skill, like these are usually looking at around 21 seconds. So just because you're looking at a little bit more, I do have a little bit of a drawback to it. First time users should say 50 seconds. Wow. In terms of level 1, but like I said, these are free to play parts, so by all means, you should be able to get this up to level 10, no problem, right? You just need 13 parts. Like you just need 13 parts. One is the main part you want to be in the actual 12 dupes. That should be doable, I would think, maybe. But do let me know if this is something that may be a little bit hard, right? But A minus Pierce and B plus power. Okay, I mean we have better options already, but not in terms of like the physical shots. But I would say not the longest range of all. So that is, I guess, something to just kind of keep in mind as well. I think the next best one I can just kind of think on top of my mind is gonna be the Hazel one, the Hazel TR1. The link unit is, I believe it's the sub arm unit or whatever it is called. Is, I believe it's a, or is it it's a D pierce and B plus power. But anyways, that one I think is a pretty overall good leg E skill as well. I think this one is like it shoots like a projectile type. I don't even know what it's called. It says the flight unit over here, but I can't really, I don't even know what to call that. Those little two containers, I don't know. But you guys will see what they actually looks like in when I do the East Coast showcase. So you guys can kind of decide whether or not you like it or not. But I don't find it too appealing in my opinion. But I don't know. But all right, moving on to the back right here. Let's see what we have. In terms of the back, we are looking at, okay, second portrait is looking at a melee crit. So I don't like that, or that is not too relevant in terms of the game meta right here. So that is definitely not something to really focus on. First portrait would have been good already. So in theory, you wouldn't need to treat it because of the second portrait is just not outright not good already. So that is that. In terms of this one over here, this one is the Storm Edge over here. D Pierce and B plus power, and also gonna raise your shot defense by 19%. Okay, could have care a little bit up that shot department. I see. All right, not bad in terms of like the melee attack. 8,700. It's definitely something that's doable. I'll say definitely, but in terms of the weapon category, this is the axe right here. So I would say is not the best, right? So that is that. So let's kind of move on from right here. I'm not gonna alterate it because you're not. I don't think we're doing any extra damage, right? In terms of output wise, let me see. Yeah, you're not getting any increases. If you're saying, "Oh, I'm going from like a B plus to A minus," yeah, definitely. But I would say to a certain degree, any EXQ that does have an alteration will most likely do a slightly higher damage output than what it was before. So I guess that's something you just kind of put out there as well. All right, moving on to the last weapon right here, we have the beam gun. All right, the same amount of stats in terms of the melee weapon right there. All right, EX skill wise is yeah, the first portrait is kind of like I don't know, like the first portrait is a bad starting place already. Just having a flat out 20 is just too low. Like they would have made this like 100 or even like 200, that would be feasible. Depending on like whatever like whatever you're trying to do. But I just not. I'm not gonna buy this right here. But in terms of like your second EX score here is good, but if you're just looking at it purely as a shooter type unit, if you want to do it like a shooter build, this is definitely something you're not gonna be using at all. So that's war type wise, yes, but the portrait wise is man, I don't know. It's just this in my opinion is just not good at all. So let's actually transition to some EX skill showcase for the mobile Sumo right here. All right, we are here the same map with it 3 times in a row. So, I would like to take out these types of enemy over here. What, like, what? Someone tell me what type of EX that is. Like, what does it even look like? Let me try out this beam right here. So, oh wow, whoa. Okay, that looks clean. Okay, yo, I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty impressed right there. Whoa. Alright, courtesy to the other MC from the GNL Discord server. I saw him trying out the flight unit from this far range just to see like how far it can reach. So let me kind of try that as well. I don't know, just for the experiment. Yeah, that's not gonna reach. If you apply some E skill, let's say one of those, that's what is it? Increase what your beam or your weapon guidance or whatever. That will allow for like a higher, like a longer range, obviously. What about from right here? Oh, almost. We almost had it. We were like front and center again right here. So what about this one? The IF bunker right here. Okay. I mean, pretty far. Like this one is actually wow. Like I'm kind of amazed by what this one can do. It's like a forward dash. Like that is good. Okay. Yeah. Like you can say this is more of like another pseudo type AOE ish. In a perfect scenario where let's say your first part was able to like kill off whatever enemy was in front of you, and then maybe the second wave or like the second half of the attack can just redirect to other enemies. So what about this one? All right, it gave me a vibe of like how do you say it, like a semi cutscene EXQ because it gives you like a little bit of an animation right there. And then I'm pretty sure you guys are hearing the pilot voice right now is I don't know. I keep hearing this pilot say the same line every time when I see people using it. I don't know. Alright, let's kind of proceed up from right here. Let me do this again. Not bad output, wow. Bam. Okay. So let me see if I'm like right here. Okay. A pretty good projectile right there. Okay. Can we get it off from right here? Oh, I mean the range on this is short. Like you have to be like in a pretty close proximity. Like I would say, I would have to say, like if I were to fire it off from right. Okay, I mean never mind. Yeah, I'm just trying to see. I'm just trying to adjust to like what is like the best range like you can pull this off at. Like, can I get someone that does not move? Like, you keep moving. What about? Hold on. Let me try this real quick. Yeah, that's a pretty good AoE attack right there, I would say. I want to know if this one does a AoE. Yup, this one gives you a pretty good splash attack right there, or a yeah, pretty pretty safe to say this is a good AoE attacker. If all your ally or all your enemy, all your ally, what? You want to destroy your own ally? What? But yeah, it's safe to say that if your enemy isn't like a close cluster, obviously in a more like this, right? In a I would say in a smaller area, it will work. It will work the most effective with a lot of like cluster of enemy. That will definitely work. So you can just do this and just butt them or whatever. But not bad overall. This one basically has no range. This is more of like a retrieving type ESC, I would say. Like if you get in corner for example, and you just want to get out of the situation, you will do this. You will just spam this real quick. But what I want to test out from that Storm Edge is if that is gonna be like a oh, okay, so that's a pretty good example right there as well. So I was able to get knocked out from that EX right there. That's why I do like to run a lot of these tests right here. This one match, yeah. Just to see what kind of difference we can do right here. So let's do this. Okay. Oh no. Oh, let me activate this. I need to get some heal back. Okay. No. Whoop, I died right there, but that is safe to say that that particular EXQ in terms of the Storm Edge, you're not pretty immune from what I've seen right there. I think you still vulnerable to getting hit, so that is not a best like a retrieving type EXQ. I would say, but overall I am pretty satisfied with the arm EXQ. I think it does provide a pretty good range overall because there's like a two-parter to it. In terms of the late E skill, that one is I would say at a pretty satisfactory level as well. Just because you do kind of do like a pretty wide range of like a splash damage, so you can get that off pretty well. Like with a bigger group enemy, so not too bad overall, not bad. Alright, so that being said, that was just a quick EXQ testing slash showcase for the mobile suit or the mobile Sumo Go type over here. So do let me know what is your thoughts of this unit over here in terms of like the EXQ. Do you guys like it, dislike it? What are your opinions on that? Because this is gonna be under a permanent tab. So let's say you got the part this time around, but let's say, oh, I don't want to alter it right now because I don't know for whatever reason you're just sitting on it. So you guys can definitely alter it later down the road. But in terms of like the ESQ, if you guys don't have them at level 10 right now, I would say that it's gonna be a pretty big loss. Just because we don't know when it's gonna be like the timeline for these type like of these specific unit coming back in terms of like reruns and whatnot. So that will be pretty much it for this review over here. So with that being said, hope you guys do enjoy this video, and then I'll catch you guys all on the next